Okay, so I'm starting a game. Hold on, I'm just got to get this thing. Okay, so I'm starting a game. This is a live game, and you're going to see what it's like to play with lag and latency. You can see that my ping time is up over here. It's in the 300 range. It's been crazy tonight. So we're going to see some crazy stuff, and you're going to see what I have to play with, and you can decide if I'm a crap player or if it's because of the latency and the lag. When you see the replays don't reflect everything that happens in the game. So that's why I decided I'm just going to do a live recording. You see the numbers up there, it's in the 400 range. There's some ugly people out there looking at me. That scorpion. Yeah, one of them fired. Okay, so everything is reasonable. My ping time's in the 450 range. Finally hit somebody. You will miss more often because of latency. Your gun won't be where you expect it to be, and you make a movement and it just doesn't line up properly. And sometimes I press the button and it says I fired, but then doesn't hit anything and no ammo goes out. Okay, so that time I hit an ally. It was his fault. He's in my way. Now you see the shots going out, but there's times when I press the button and I don't see a shot going out. And it will, even at close range, it will make a suggestion that I missed. And I'll go through the replay and I'll say, I want to see what happened with that shot, and I don't see anything. And sometimes, actually, the ping has been good so far. I mean, we're at 400. Nothing really unusual has happened. So maybe it's corrected for tonight. I was playing about 15 minutes ago, and it was absolutely horrific. I'm in the 400 range. I wish I had a little bit better performance. I don't know why this guy's not shooting back at me. Okay, see, that's an example where I went over the line because of the lag. It's not what I had directed the tank to do. So it looks like like I said, the latency is pretty good right now, so we're not going to see anything weird. That was actually weird. Like, did you see how it shot that vehicle even though the gun was not aligned in such a way that it would hit that vehicle? It was just something weird that happens. The game thought I was somewhere else. Whoa, look at that spin. Very dangerous for me to drive through this because it's very narrow. And I see jitter. See, like that, I see exactly what happened. I knew that was going to happen because I had pressed the button and nothing happened. Yeah, it's very crazy gameplay. The driving is not consistent with what my intention is for the game. It's sluggish, and the reactions are very poor, slow to respond. I'll ask it to turn, and the vehicle just won't turn, or there's a little bit of a delay. There's an example where there was a little stutter. I asked it to turn, and it didn't. You can see that I fired the gun, and the tank blew up with a delay. It was there. Was that another example? I wasn't paying enough attention. Okay. Really not paying much attention to what's going on. But there was a shot where I believe I killed a tank, and it was long after I hit the button to fire. So I'm not going to be on my A game because I'm really not paying attention. So I'm just going to play. Seems like I was off to a slow start. Ping time is what I typically play with in the high 200s right now. The game is correcting. Unfortunately, they are capping. Now, obviously, a beginner would run. Because I've played quite a bit, I'm not going to run. I'm actually going to harass them a little bit. I try to damage them or kill them before they get to the repair facility. The Unicums, of course, run for safety. That's what an Unicum does. Oh, no, don't go over repair. You don't want to go over repair because it'll do your ammo, and then you won't get a repair. It'll reload your ammo. that was just sloppy driving. Let's get out of here. I blind shotted him, obviously. Really overcorrected. I didn't want it to spin around like that, but it did. You know, what can you do? Did I do some damage? Perhaps I hit one tank, which was a KV-4. That looked like I fired and I didn't see a shot go out. And I certainly didn't hit him. You know, if you don't see a tracer, did the shot go out or not? I don't know. Please post in the comments that I'm a bad player. Please. Now, obviously, this video is to show you what my latency is like. It's not about kind of gameplay I'm going to do. So please post about my horrible gameplay. You should be doing this. You should be doing that. So I made a video about 10 minutes ago or 20 minutes ago, and the ping time was absolutely horrible. My tank was teleporting. I would just freeze. I would just stop. I'm up to 500 milliseconds, and the game is still somewhat playable. Nothing super crazy, but it's not. It's sluggish. It's a little sluggish. It doesn't turn when I want it to turn. There's delays here and there. I'm only playing light tanks in this game because it's more noticeable when you play light tanks. When you fire, right before you fire, you don't want to be turning your tank because it affects your aim. You just straighten out and then fire and then turn. Now I'm going to be thinking, when you get to the halfway hit points is around the time that you consider doing repair facility. So I hit that tank numerous times, but unfortunately didn't damage him. Because I'm not Unicum. I don't use Unicum rounds. I use tomato rounds. It seems like I'm driving really slow. I mean, this is 60 kilometers, and it looks like I'm moving in slow motion is my impression of what's going on. But I guess that's 60 kilometers, so let's spin it. That was a horrible spin. It's because of the latency. When I am on the repair facility, I do not move my vehicle. And the reason why is because I might hit a button and then fly off the cap. So I have to just sit there, and if it's in a bad position where I end up, it's a bad position, and I might get shot there. So you can see I'm doing well for my flank, even though I'm a shit player according to everybody in the forums and everyone in the comments. Everyone else is a good player except for me. So you see, anything that you see that looks weird, like something jumping around, is not a replay. This is a live game. What you're seeing is exactly what I am seeing. This is 100%. So I had to repair my driver because I want the speed. It's not being responsive. Like, I'm telling the vehicle to reverse or go forward, and it's slow to do it. That's what happens. 500 millisecond ping time is what I was up to. I really want to stay away from these bad guys because I really have sluggish performance. The game is a lot more dangerous and risky for me because of the sluggish performance. Okay, so I'm not here for some reason. So look at that. I'm number 2 on my team, but you know, go read in the forums. It says I'm a crap player. Everybody watches my replays, talks about how much of a bad player I am. Let's see how I do compared to the other team. Oh, you know what? It doesn't show experience, but in terms of the rank that I have, I'm higher than, 26 players on the other team, considering I'm a noob and don't understand the mechanics of the game, according to everyone who posts in the comments and in the forums. Please post all the mistakes I made with my gameplay, because I don't understand how to position or anything like that. So the strategy that I use nowadays with Frontline is to play fast tanks and do hit and run. So I got to check my front. We got way too many on my front, but all the Unicums on my team are doing that because they're Unicums. I could pull out that light tank, but I don't want to wait 45 seconds. So obviously there's a lot of Unicums on my team, which is why they're all in F. There was a weird jitter over here. I don't know if you noticed it. I certainly did. Number one on my flank. Obviously, it must be a mistake because, like I said in the forums, they say I'm a bad player. All the jumping around is exactly the way I have to play the game. I use a repair kit. Use 2 repair kits, and as you know, having 2 repair kits means there's something wrong with you. This, oh, see, my vehicle is not, okay, hold on a second. The vehicle is not responding to the keyboard. And I took damage because of it. I could not move my vehicle. It was not responding to the keyboard. So you get out in the open, enemy shoots you, and everyone in the forum says you're a crap player. Okay, so I didn't know that you couldn't go this way. Now I know. Now you know. Oh, my driver's dead. You know what? I got this number 6 over here. I'm going to turn the number 6 on. Now, how do you get to a repair facility? I'm going to have to die, but the good thing is, oh, you know, I don't have a tank ready. I'm going to turn off the, whatever that thing is, the speed control, the limiter, whatever they call it. Delimiter, that's what a computer programmer would say. That's how you know somebody's a computer programmer, because he says delimiter. Okay. So unfortunately, I got a 3-minute wait. The worst thing you want to do is have a 3-minute wait, because that pretty much ensures that you're going to lose your unicum status. 3 minutes is really going to hurt. Really going to hurt. I was trying. Let's see. Oh, could I have done? Where did I get stuck? I got stuck over here. This is where I got stuck. And I needed to get around that, but I guess I was not going to be able to. So I really had little choice. Oh, you know what? I could have gone behind that rock. You know, that's what happens. I haven't, you know, from me playing that I've got strategies for all these maps and I've learned all the positions. I haven't played this one often enough. So the Epic Normandy, I've been playing it since the sandbox mode. You can look at my sandbox videos. One of the things you'll notice in that sandbox video is that I was one of the first people to come up with some of the strategies that other people played. I literally played this game the day that they allowed anybody to play it outside of the super test. You had to be eligible. Somehow you had to apply to be a sandbox person. So this map, we've probably played 2 weeks of gameplay on this map, and I don't play that much anymore because I won all the rewards. So I really haven't explored the map yet. I don't have it memorized. I don't know all the ins and outs. With a wheeled vehicle, maybe you could make it up that slope. But, you know, all hope is not lost. I'm still in a relatively similar position to what I was in 2 minutes ago. We're going to look at my front. You can see that we're even. We're going to look at the mini map, see what's going on. We have way too many people in F. Maybe now it's a good idea for them to be in F, but it wasn't for them to be there a while ago. You can see that my ping time is 460. So I've been averaging in the 400s or more during the game. That's half a second is what it is. And that means that if you spot someone, it takes half a second to spot them, and then it takes half a second for your shot to get out. So you get a second delay basically to see something and then to react to it. A second delay for every reaction when you're reacting to something is huge. So that means if someone is about to fire at me, it takes a half a second for me to figure that out, and then a half a second for me to move, which means I've got a 1 second delay, and that really impacts your game. And I still do well. I still, not only do I play with crap tanks, this is obviously not a day when I'm playing with crap tanks. I happen to play with the wheeled vehicles now because I enjoy doing it. And I've really leveled up almost every tier 8 tank. I've only got 3 or 4 to level up, and I'm never going to, and that's it. I've almost leveled up every tank in the game. Okay, so we're going to play one battle. Nothing happened. Okay, there was a delay. I hit X, hit 3 times. My vehicle is moving forward. You can see that I have to still deal with the delay. I've moved down over the course of 3 minutes. Staying in the game does matter. Look what I'm doing. You're going to get triggered. You're going to get... see, I turned and the vehicle didn't turn. I hit the key to turn and I did it again. Vehicle didn't turn. Going to get triggered by this gameplay. I want action. I don't care about my stats or wins or WN8. I care about action. I came here to get action, not to impress some clan dude or to say, oh, look, I'm so awesome. I want action. And if I don't get action, then I'm not going to play. I actually quit playing the game a couple of years ago because it was just so boring. And I came up with new strategies. Oh, that would have been so nice if I had hit him. I didn't think about hitting him until it was too late. What I should have done was repositioned, and I would have been able to hit him and delete him. I really need a repair. See that? I fired the gun and nothing happened. Did you see that delay? That's a delay in the game. It's something you got to do. And look at that. That was because of delay in the game. And I even tried to reverse and the vehicle didn't move. It's unresponsive. I'm trying to reverse and it's unresponsive. Everything is very slow right now. So I use auto aim because I'm a noob. It's not because of lag and latency. I'm just a noob player. I need someone to explain the mechanics of the game because I don't understand based on the comments people leave on my videos and in the forums. You see that I was trying to move my vehicle and nothing was happening. Must be that I don't understand the mechanics of lag and latency. Not turning. I'm trying to turn right and the vehicle's not turning. So look, I'm up at 900. That was because of my 900 ping time. Really suffering right here. I'm trying to go to the repair facility is what I'm doing. Look, my vehicle's going the wrong direction. Really not happy with this. Really not happy. Unable to control my vehicle right now. It's going where it wants to go. Same thing. This is all because of the latency where it stops. You know, again, this is real time. It's not a replay. What you're seeing and what I'm seeing are the same exact thing. Finally, I'm able to head to the resupply facility. Not latency, it's poor gamer skill. Fuck. I missed my repair because of latency. That's what happens. As soon as I got on the circle, I hit the stop button. Vehicle see, there's another example. I was turning, the vehicle just kept driving through. I'm trying to head straight for that Lorraine, and my vehicle is just not going there. And the ping time is actually relatively low. Seeing very sluggish, you see there's some packet loss. You know, it hurts gameplay. That's why I'm 49%. Not because of player skill, that's nonsense. I know how to play the game. I watch almost everybody play. I've watched Skill for LTU, who is the player who has 3 marked more tanks in the game than anybody else. I watch his videos. There was one piece of advice that he gave that I had never heard of before. There's another example. My gun was pointed at the tank, but then it swung around behind me, and when I fired the gun, the gun was aimed behind me instead of at him. So when I watch people like Quickie Baby and anybody else, Sircon taught me one thing. In all the years I've been watching his videos, I learned one thing. With Skill for LTU, what I learned that I had never seen before, he was playing a game and he tricked an enemy into shooting at him because he knew the enemy didn't have the penetration, and he purposely showed his weaker armor to the enemy, but the enemy shot at him, but he knew that the enemy couldn't penetrate. And that's like a little trick that you can use. You know, if someone's aimed at your frontal armor, he showed the side of his turret knowing that the guy wouldn't be able to penetrate. I thought that was really funny. Yeah, I'm not doing too well. And then what I learned from Sircon was he played a game where he had to play 1 versus 5, and I watched the way he played. And what I realized was what he did was he ran and hid, and I watched how he was playing. I usually hunt the enemy down, and then he let them cap, and then he went and reset cap, and he probably won the game. But what I learned is that's a trick that stat patters use. What they do is they let the enemy cap, so that because the enemy is afraid to get off the cap. So what they do is they get on the cap, and then you know where they are, and you get lots of EXP for resetting the cap, but plus the enemy's afraid to get off the cap because, they have to win the game. If it's 1 versus 1, they think they got to stay on the cap to win the game. So you have an advantage when the enemy's on the cap and you're going to reset. And I found that a lot of stat patterns do that. They pretend that, oh, I'm confused and I'm going to go and hide. And what they're really doing is they're waiting for the enemy to get on the cap, and then they're going to go reset the cap and get the EXP bonus. And they know that they have the advantage when the enemy's capping. And you know who these stat patterns are because they have an abnormally high number of base defense points in their account. And it's like, why do you have so many base defense points? It's a trick. So you'll see these players, I'm not going to name their names, but if it's the end of the game and it's 1 versus 1 and they run and hide and they wait and they pretend that they're wandering around, and then they let the enemy get on the cap, and then they go to the cap and kill them, they're really playing a game. They're exploiting the mechanics of the game, get more EXP for resetting cap or for killing someone on the cap. I don't do that. I hunt the enemy down. That's why my tanks say hunter on the side with the pirate. That's what I am. All of my US and British tanks have the hunter and the pirate. So, okay, so this didn't have a lot of latency, but it was high ping time, 500 milliseconds. It actually wasn't that bad. How did I pull through? I came out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th for EXP, and pretty good for kills. For damage, I did relatively low. That was a high latency game. 400 to 500 milliseconds, and I still did okay. If I had 30 milliseconds, I'd be a killer on the battlefield. Okay, please post below what a crappy player I am.